Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're joining me today. If you're a parent or an educator working with little ones, specifically those kids in that golden age of 4 to 7 years old, you already know that teaching them to read can sometimes feel, well, like a totally monumental task. But today, we've got something really special that's going to change that entirely. We're diving deep into an incredibly effective resource called a Montessori journey. So get comfortable because we're going to explore exactly how to make teaching English reading a truly joyful, interactive experience that your kids will absolutely love.
So how do we make English reading a joy instead of a burden? Let's just be completely honest with each other for a second. Teaching English phonics can be downright intimidating. The language is packed with confusing rules, weird silent letters, and sounds that completely change depending on where they happen to sit in a word. It is totally natural for parents and teachers to feel overwhelmed at the very thought of throwing all that at a 4-year-old. But what if we could just strip all of that anxiety away? What if the whole process of learning to read could be as natural and as fun as playing a game in the living room? There's this wonderful quote from the author that really gets to the heart of this. Translated, it says, "Seeing a child successfully string sounds into words is one of those small miracles that always makes my heart flutter." That right there is the emotional heartbeat behind this entire method. This isn't just some dry, boring set of academic instructions. It's born from a genuine, deep desire to help early childhood learners figure out English words without feeling heavy or burdened. It's about being fully present to witness that tiny, beautiful miracle of understanding happen right before your eyes. And here is our wonderful guide for this journey, Miss Nandja Bilkis Saribanon. She's a parent, an English teacher, and the founder of this incredible phonics method. She essentially wrote this material as a love letter to the children of her nation. She combined her real-world, boots-on-the-ground classroom experience with a really deep understanding of how kids actually process information. Her absolute mission? To simplify literacy so much that no child ever feels afraid to learn a foreign language again. Let's dive right into Section 1, Breaking the Reading Barrier. Now, you might be wondering, why doesn't this method include those complicated rules like silent E or soft and hard C right out of the gate? Well, the answer is beautifully simple: to make it easy for them. Traditional phonics often front-loads all these heavy rules, and honestly, that can crush a young child's confidence so fast. This book's method focuses purely on blending, just putting simple sounds together. By removing those confusing, shape-shifting sounds at the very beginning, kids actually get the chance to fall in love with the process of reading first. We're building a rock-solid foundation of confidence, and only when they feel completely secure do we introduce the trickier stuff. Moving right along to our next core concept, Montessori meets Jolly Phonics. Miss Bilkis intentionally chose the Montessori principle because it deeply respects what we call the child's sensitive period for learning. We aren't just talking at them or dictating facts. We're preparing an environment that naturally supports their independence. It is highly concrete and very hands-on. And when you pair that with Jolly Phonics, the learning becomes fully multisensory. We're combining sounds, vivid visual cues, and big expressive physical movements. Think about it. When a child can see a letter, hear its specific sound, and physically act it out with their own body, it locks into their memory effortlessly, zero stress. Which brings us to the next step, mastering the blending foundation. Here is the incredibly structured, foolproof path to reading outlined in the book. Step 1, we introduce the multisensory sound with a fun physical action. Step 2, we immediately take those sounds and practice blending them into simple consonant, vowel, consonant words, stuff like sun, cup, or mud. And then, step 3, we string those simple words into short, super confidence-building phrases, like a hot pot or mop the mud. They are literally reading real phrases almost right away. And let me tell you, that makes them feel so incredibly proud of themselves. Okay, now for the really fun part. Let's look at multisensory phonics in action. First up, the short ah sound. You'll see an apple with a huge bite taken out of it. To teach this sound, I want you to open your mouth nice and wide. Pretend you're holding a crisp, juicy red apple right in your hand and take a big, dramatic bite. Ready? Ah, ah. Ah. Say it with me. Ah, ah, ah. When you do this with your kids, shower them with praise. Tell them, wow, great job making that ah sound so clearly. That physical biting action literally locks the sound right into their brains. Let's see how this builds with the R sound. Now, notice we are definitely not saying a harsh, heavy R. The sound is a soft, gentle growl, just like a playful little puppy pulling on a piece of cloth. Try it right now. Curve your tongue up just a bit, bite down gently, shake your head from side to side, and give me a soft puppy growl. Rrr, rrr. Perfect. This physical shaking motion works like absolute magic to help them eventually read words like run and rat.
Next up is the M sound. This one is so intuitive and kids absolutely love it. I want you to imagine you are looking at the most delicious, mouth-watering plate of food you've ever seen. Rub your tummy playfully, keep your lips pressed firmly together, and make a deeply satisfied sound. Mmm. Come on, try it. Mmm. It's super expressive, right? Making that deep humming sound in their chest makes blending words like mom and map an absolute breeze later on. Now, this next one is really crucial because the short ooh sound can sometimes be a little tricky for kids. It's a short vocal sound formed kind of deep in the throat, like the in the word up. So to teach this, we use a fantastic visual action. Pretend you're opening a huge umbrella, pushing it upwards against the rain. Do the motion with your hands and chant cheerfully with me, up. Let's do it one more time. Up. It's energetic, it's super clear, and it perfectly captures the exact sound we need for words like sun and cup. For our last practice sound today, let's look at the letter Z. This is a highly expressive consonant because it involves a really strong vibration right in your vocal cords. We are going to pretend to be buzzing bees. Stand up, flap your arms like little wings, fly around the room a bit, and make a loud, vibrating zzz sound. Really feel that buzz on your teeth. Zzz. Zzz. Getting super physical and silly like this makes reading words like zip and zigzag incredibly fun for them. Finally, let's talk about empowering future readers. If you take away anything today, always remember this. Reading is an adventure, not a burden. By using these simple multisensory tools, by deliberately skipping the complex rules early on and just focusing purely on the joy of blending sounds with fun physical actions, you are entirely removing the fear of a foreign language. You are setting up your 4 to 7-year-olds to view reading English not as a chore, but as a totally delightful, exciting game. I want to leave you with this really powerful final thought from Miss Bill Keys. In English, her words translate to, if just one person can educate one child, I am sure a sincere teacher is capable of educating thousands of the nation's children. What a profound, inspiring reminder of the massive impact you have as parents and educators. You are building the very bridge that makes their small steps toward lifelong literacy so much easier. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to start this joyful reading adventure with your little ones today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep up the amazing work with your students.